So we're going to be checking out this video for young lady Tina Farley, how we rebuild Black America and the Black community. So let's check this out.
So how we're going to take back the Black community and rebuild it back up is we got to start with building institutions. By starting with organizations. We have to get organized as a people. We can't just be appointing leaders and they don't know what they're supposed to be doing. We got to have main points of who's going to be in charge of protecting the property that we have, who's going to be in charge of leading conferences, who's going to be in charge of speaking for us, who's going to be the advisors, who's going to be the workers, who's going to be the executives of the organizations. We have to start getting organized as a people. If we start with a school, we got to have our men on the ground. We got to make sure that they protecting the school so these white people and coons don't blow it up. We got to have a curriculum together.
What is this notion that white people just bomb stuff? For some reason, I've seen random videos today, and it's just this notion that white people just blow up stuff. Black people, newsflash, white people is not our problem. Stop it. Tina, white people is not our problem. Seems like you're walking down the street, that person that you're gonna see sitting on that porch right there, that's our problem. If we gonna put ourselves all into one group and be this monolith and think all the same and act all the same, which I don't subscribe to that, but a lot of people do. And I want to correct it. White people is not your problem. And this thing that's in place that we have leaders and hierarchies and all of this stuff, all that stuff exists and all that stuff need to exist. The unfortunate thing in the Black community is that, you remember when it was said that was it Lyndon Baines Johnson, I think he said they're going to appoint, as far as Black folks, he said they're going to appoint our leaders, right? The so-called leaders in the Black community. Jesse Jackson, I know he's going through advanced Parkinson's. Prayers go out to him, but prior to that, he was part of the bootleg. Your Al Sharpton's, he just get a check and promote this racism and division type thing. He's part of the bootleg. Roland Martin, oh yeah, he's the current one. That's big loudmouth sassy ass Roland Martin. He's part of that. So these leaders, these people are appointed, and even to a lesser degree, but still important. I've heard of Stephen A. Smith on ESPN. He's part of that too. So let's keep that in mind.
We got to make sure that we teaching our children the correct things about African history. And we got to make sure that we have our elders that are going to be appointed. We got to have our own councilmen. We got to have our own president. We got to have our own task force team. We have to be able to have our own leadership.
Now, what you're saying, we have to have our own, you're talking about segregation. Now, I would have been down with segregation prior to integration. But now, the way a lot of these Negroes act, no, Lord. I don't want to be around most of them. No. Now, it's what you're saying. Okay, all that's great. We only need two things. This is what we need. We need God, which would promote families. Problem solved. And I'm probably going to be reacting to some more of your videos, and I'm going to say this over and over. That is the solution. That's it. No dads in homes. We've got away from God. That's the solution. Tell me I'm wrong.
Because if we don't have our own leadership as a people, what's going to happen is you're going to have so many people out of order. As the black community now, we're out of order because we don't have people in certain positions. And we're not looking for power-hungry people. We're not looking for power trip black folks. We already got enough of those. We're looking for people that are going to organize the people. We need to get organized. We need to have our own.
And that's a big part of the problem. You're putting too much faith in people. People are flawed. People are subject to be paid off. Stop putting your faith in people. Even yourself, even me, even though I don't think I would do what these people do because I believe in a higher power. I believe in God. I don't think I'll do what your Roland Martins and your Al Sharptons do. I will not get on TV and sit there and lie in your face just because they're giving me money. I will not do that. And that's why I'm not on TV. Because from day one, I'm not. No, I will not. But stop having faith in people. And I ain't saying it like it's the worst thing in the world, but you have to understand God made us with flaws. We are subject to making mistakes. And most of the time, that's how we learn. I would rather learn from another person's mistakes than make the mistake myself. I don't want to bump my own head. I would rather see what's going on over there and be like, whoa, I'm not doing that shit. I would never do that shit.
Shipments. We need to have shippers. We need to have loaders. We need to have offloaders. We need to have representatives. We need to have captains. We have to be able to get order and organize like that. We have to have partnerships. And we have to be able to have partnership with the main country, which is Africa.
Miss Tina, how do you even know your ancestors are from Africa? Where did you get your research? Did you do some ancestry? And I'm asking a legitimate question. I'm not attacking you. I'm wanting to know. And if you did ancestry.com, how do you know that that's accurate? Did you actually travel to Africa and get the results from there? Because if you got them from the United States, I don't think that's accurate. I think black folks are indigenous to the United States. I don't even know if we have any ancestry that come from Africa. Well, you know what? Some of us probably do, obviously, because of the slave trade. But for my people and my lineage, which there's millions of people like me, I don't think we have any ties to Africa. We automatically connect ourselves with Africa just because of the color of our skin that we are now. I had a white great-great-great-grandfather. Why am I this dark? Just because of the color of our skin, which means it means nothing, really.
We need to be able to have our own shipping ports. We also need to be able to have our own distributions. We need to have our own post office. We need to have our own deliveries. These are all jobs that we can be able to put together for our people. This is how we're going to take back Black America once we start to get in order. Once we start to get in order, then we won't have to worry about worry about being unorganized and always being attacked by the white power structure because we're unorganized. That's our problem.
That's not our problem. Our problem is lack of families. Black children are born to single mother households as a rate of 80%. I can point fingers, but I'm not going to do that at this point. I'm sure I will in the future.
And that's why we keep getting attacked. We all need to be able to come together, put our money together. We need to create a bank so we can invest in our people. We need to put a grocery store together, and we need to teach black children from the ages of 14 to 20. We need to teach them agriculture on how to maintain farming, maintain food, and also be able to take care of the animals, all of that. This is how we get organized. This is how we take back Black America. We need to quit running around gossiping. We need to quit running around in everybody else's business. We need to quit chasing after white people. We need to quit chasing after celebrities. We need to stop supporting non-African businesses of these people who don't care about black people.
I definitely agree with some of what you say, but white people ain't got nothing to do with it, really. They don't have anything to do with it. You think white folks sitting around worried about what black folks doing? I don't. For the most part, they're just living their lives. You ever heard of something called Stockholm Syndrome? Look up Stockholm Syndrome. That's what black people are going through and have been going through. People that think like this lady have been going through for a long time. It ain't the white man's problem. It's the look in the mirror problem.
And we need to start rebuilding. We need to start getting men that know how to do construction, women that know how to do construction. We need all of our black people that know how to do construction and that know how to build houses and stuff. We need to get all you guys together. That way we can start building housing for our people as well. Because these people don't want you in their neighborhoods. They don't want you in their neighborhoods. So we need to create.
These people don't care about you being in their neighborhoods unless you keeping up shit. And that's a fact. It's been proven over and over and over. They're not gonna move just because they see your face. Once your aunties and cousins start coming over, y'all having backyard barbecues until 3 o'clock in the morning, keeping up noise, this, that, and the other. Okay. That's a problem. I don't want that. I don't want none of that. And then you can say, that's just a part of black culture, this, that, and the other. Okay, it is. Do it in the black neighborhood. When you go out to the suburbs / respectable neighborhoods, they don't do that shit. That's why they end up moving. Because y'all come in and fuck the shit up by doing all of that. Hanging all out in the yard, parking cars on the grass that don't work no more. And come on, y'all. Tell me I'm lying.
Our own. So it's time to all hands on deck. We need to start doing groundwork. That's how we're gonna take back Black America. We need our schools. We need our hospitals. We got so many doctors, so many African American doctors, but half of them can't even get jobs because they know medical centers, and of course they want to hire their own. So
what? You got doctors that can't get jobs that are black? Okay, I just don't believe that that's true. Doctors, I think, forever will be in short supply because it's so hard to become a doctor. Okay, I don't know, lady. Don't do that.
We need to buy a hospital or we need to build a hospital so that when our people need to be taken care of, they can be taken care of. I'm getting my walk on, y'all. I'm getting my walk on. Usually I'll do like a morning run, but I got out here later, so now I'm doing a walk, 3-mile walk. But as Black family, as a community, we need to start getting organized and we need to get it together now. We need shipment. Marcus Garvey was putting a shipment together that way we could be able to have, food and stuff coming in. We need to continue that. And shoot, we could call it the Garvey shipment or something like that. We need to put this all together. You know how much jobs right there, just within everything I was just saying, with having loaders, offloaders, shippers, captains. We can have a first captain, a second captain. We can have an outreach. We can have people that do the call. All of that. Those are jobs that we open up for our people. When we create the school, now we have our own task force that's gonna.
Miss Tina, you can do all of those things, and all of it will fail. You haven't mentioned God one time. You haven't mentioned God one time, because here's how that will work. Faith in God, it will cause you to create a family. And families drive everything. Why do you think that there are no families in the Black community and it's all broken up and fucked up? Because there are no families. What's the number one thing that, and I'm going to use what you're talking about, some of your talking points, white folks. Why do you think they're successful? Because they, for the most part, have families. And here's how that works. A man, he wants family. That's going to be his purpose. Family. Because when you are not a part of a family, you're just doing things for yourself, which doesn't even contribute to most of the time, it doesn't even contribute to society as a whole, which is all the things that you're talking about. But when you have a family, it puts your focus on your family, and it also makes you think about a broader scope. It makes you think about more community. Because when you have a family, you're living in your house, you care about what your neighborhood looks like, you care about what schools and how the schools are that your children are going to attend. You care about more, you care about more about other people just generally. You care more about uplifting other people. You care about creation. When you have more of a family, when you have a family, it takes your thinking in a totally different way. When you're alone, all you care about is you. When you're a single mom, which again, 80% of Black children brought up in single mom households. When you're a single mom, the only thing you can think about is those kids. You don't have a bigger view of the neighborhood, of the community, of creation, of building. No, you just taking care of the kids and you're pretty much just going to work. That's pretty much all you're doing. When you have a family, you have one adult, two adults, and you feel like you're building something. And once the kids get to a certain age, and then you would tend to expand beyond all of that. You haven't mentioned no family. You haven't mentioned no God. None of that. While everything you're saying, as far as besides blaming white folks, everything you're saying, and you're going into kind of detail, we need shippers, unloaders, this, that, and the other. Well, all that stuff will fall into place if you had God first and then families. And I am not a religious person. You can go look on my channel. I am not all this religious at all, but I do know, and I've seen it, and I lived it. God and families.
Protect the school. She needs to be doing something more than playing with alligators or crocodiles, whatever she's doing. But we need people to protect all the property. So there goes jobs for a lot of our black men right there that's going to protect the property. Then when we create the school, we'll have a bunch of black people that can be the teachers. Now we'll have teachers, we'll have principals, we'll have coordinators, we'll have black children. Now they'll be able to learn in an environment where they know what people that look like them, and that's going to teach them, you know?
What looking like them got to do with it? I don't get that. That look like them. You need to go 2-3 levels deeper. Do you understand? Are you saying that just because they look like them, they understand their struggle or difficulties or whatever they're going through that look like them? That's called idolatry. Idolatry is not a good thing. And it comes to what I spoke about earlier. You don't idolize humans. Don't do it. Because they will always disappoint you. Always. Black folks put so much stock in getting Barack Obama elected. What the fuck did he do for black folks? Not a damn thing. Y'all put so much stock in these so-called black leaders. These motherfuckers don't do nothing for black folks. They do something for themselves. And that's all they care about. Stop this idolatry. And if you had God in your life, you would not worship these idols.